What's up, YouTube? So I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a quick, easy, simple YouTube intro. So the first thing I did was go into Pinterest and I typed in Black Rose aesthetic wallpaper. I think I might have spelled that wrong, but I basically downloaded their Black Rose wallpaper. So after that, I went into Fonto and I went to use an plain paper, and then I clicked on basically use the plain image, and then I typed 1280 and then 720 basically to customize the size of the frame that I wanted it to be. So I basically saved that and I used it, and then I went out of Fonto after I saved that and I went and got the rose background. So after that, I basically just sized it where it can fit the blank piece of I'm finna say paper, but the blank white square, so it can fill in, so it can look like a YouTube, the size of a YouTube intro. So that's all I'm doing, is like resizing the background so that it can fit. So after I did that, I went ahead and I just saved that image to my phone. And then I went into CapCut. And then I just clicked on a new project. And I added the background that I just made. And then I went into this thing called Mood. And I was just basically looking at the things. And I clicked on this thing called Shake. So the background can like shake. You can choose whichever one, but I was just basically playing around with it. This was kind of my first time, so please just bear with me. And yeah, so I basically just clicked on that and it was called Shake. So basically you can see like the background is now just shaking or whatever. I mean, you could choose whatever background that you want to choose though. So after that, I had went and got like these butterflies, which was called metamorphosis, I think. And it was just like these butterflies going across the thing or whatever. And like I said, you could choose whichever thing that fits you. Like I was just sitting here playing with a couple of them because like I said, this was kind of my first time besides making my YouTube intro. But yeah, you could just choose whichever one. But the one that I did use was called Metamorphosis, and you'll see in just a second. So yeah, that's the one that I used. So after that, I basically drug out the little purple thing. I drug it all the way through so that the video can be all the way, so that the butterflies and everything can just play all the way through. So now I'm going to go out of that and I'm going to go into PixArt. And then once I went into PixArt, I went and I typed in picture frame. Well, before I went into PixArt, I went to blank background. So I went and I typed in picture frame. So I got the right picture frame that I had wanted, that I felt like was suitable for the pictures that I was going to be using, the frame for her pictures. So after I got that, I basically just saved it to my phone. And then I got from out of PixArt and I went back into CapCut. No, I went back into Fonto, I'm sorry. And then I cleared out, basically reset the background so that I can get a new paper. I'm steady talking about paper. Guys, it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning and I'm making this video. I'm sorry. if I'm sitting here saying crazy things right now. But yeah, I basically went into Pixar and I had to download the blank background so that I can save it to Fonto. Because now we're going to add her name. We're going to type in her name and everything. So the background should, once you click on it, it should look like something like this. It's going to pop up in a second. Yeah, so it should look something like that. Then once you click on it, it's going to say add text. So now I'm just basically adding her name, and her name on her social medias, on all of her social media, is called Gorgeous Bee. So now I'm just basically going to change the fonts and the style of her name. So you can basically choose whichever fonts or style, cursive writing, whatever you want to change it to. And I was just basically playing with some of them just to see which one I wanted to choose. So I finally found one, and then I ended up going into style so that I can change the color of her name. And once I got into style, I don't know why I was picking, why I even went to like pink, because I totally forgot that the colors of her background was black and white. So I don't know why I was even by pink or whatever. Maybe because I had did pink from my intro, and that's why it was still stuck in my head. But I forgot that she was doing black, so I had to end up going back, which you're going to see in the video. I had to go back and basically change her colors to black and white. So after I did that, I basically saved the image as a PNG. Make sure you save it as a PNG, or it's just not going to look right. So after that, I basically deleted her name, and then I typed in her social medias, Instagram. Saved that as the PNG. And then we typed on the text again. Deleted the Instagram, and then we're going to put in Snapchat. And we're going to save that as a PNG. So now we're going to come from out of that, and then we're going to check to see if everything looks good. Your background should not be white, it should be black. So we're going to go back into CapCut. And now it's about to be time to start to add some pictures. So the first thing we're going to click on is the button overlay. And then we're gonna go and add one of the pictures that she had sent me. Well, she didn't send me. I basically stole these off her Instagram. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on the first picture. So then I basically just rotated this like to I just rotated it some like sideways. And then make sure you drag that whole picture out so that it can be on the whole thing. Just drag it all the way across. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to add a picture frame. Rotate that the same exact way as the picture, and mine wasn't that perfect, so if you don't care, you know what I'm saying, like it wasn't that perfect, like I could have did better, but this is my first time showing you guys the tutorial. This is literally probably my second time. No, this is my third time making an intro, so it's not bad or whatever. I'll get better over time. But yeah, so just make sure that those kind of line up. Not that much, but enough that it's not like looking too crazy. And I'm just basically doing like fixing everything right there. That's all. Making sure everything just lines up. And like the pictures fit inside of the picture frame a little bit. That's what I really was trying to do. Okay, so now I'm basically about to add another overlay. So I'm going to add her second picture with the second frame. And I'm basically going to just do the same thing that I did the last time. On the first picture, I mean. This is my sister, by the way, guys. So I just stole her pictures and videos. Oh, guys, I'm sorry. And what I clicked on to make the pictures move like that, I went to animation and I clicked on swing. for the frame and the picture frame so that they both can swing at the same time. And I'm also just kind of rotating the second picture kind of the opposite way so it don't just look like straight, like just straight pictures on top of each other. I couldn't add no more overlays, so I went and clicked on the same video that I just made, and I just added it to a new project so that I can add the last picture and her name. Okay, so now the second picture should look exactly like this. They both should swing together. Well, one comes first and the other comes second. So now we're gonna go back into our saved pictures, and we're gonna add another picture and another frame, and that's gonna be our last picture that we're gonna add. And I'm basically doing the same thing that I did for the first and the second picture, basically rotating it the opposite way or whatever, and adding the picture frame on top of it. And I'm gonna add shake for I'm going to go into animations and add shake for that one as well. So now I basically saved that clip and then I added her name. I forgot to show you guys because my phone had died, so it stopped recording. So it should just look something like this. I did went ahead and added a butterfly to the beginning and everything, but I'll show you guys how I added like the names and the icons on the next one, on the next clip, on this one. Well, so now we're basically working on the second clip. And this one, I basically went into PixArt and I grabbed one of her videos, but I added it twice because it's going to be the background of the second clip. So I'm basically in photo grid as well. So I'm just making sure everything is just lined up right before I save it to my phone. Yeah. So we saved that. And we got add a photo grid. And then I went back into font tool. And I clicked on customize, and I wanted to customize a little blank sheet. Added 1080 and 720p. Saved it, and then I changed the color to black. And then I saved that, and I saved it to my phone, and I used that. Make sure you save it as a PNG. So I got out of font tool, and I went back into CapCut. New project. Add the video that we just made from PhotoGrid. And then we're going to add an overlayer. Well, make sure you delete that end part, CapCut. And then we're going to go to our saved pictures and add an overlay, which will be that black paper, black thing that we just made. So once you do that, you're going to go to opacity, and I think I set it on like 70 or something like that, so that the background can like kind of look blackish. And make sure you mute the sound in any of the videos. So once you do that, you're going to save the video. Go back, add new project, add that same one we just made. And then we're going to start to add pictures, and we're going to add some overlays. No, we're going to add the metamorphosis. We're going to go into effects and then mode. And then we're going to add the metamorphosis, which is the butterflies. Yeah, and I'm like, yeah. Make sure you cut that little ugly CapCut. Delete it out of the end screen. And make sure you drag over the metamorphosis all the way through the whole video. So now I'm just basically checking to see if everything looks okay with the butterflies, the background, and everything before I start adding the pictures. Okay, so everything looks good. So we're going to go back into our saved images and we're going to go to photos and we're going to add 2 of her favorite photos. Well, I don't know if these are favorite because I stole them anyway, so yeah. So I'm basically going to do the same thing that I did on the first clip with the pictures, basically adding them into the picture frames. So I'm basically resizing this one because it was a little too big. So make sure you kind of turn that picture a little sideways, just like that. And then we're going to add another overlay, which will be the picture frame. And we're going to do that for the next one, for the next picture as well. Make sure you turn that one sideways as well so that it can fit. So I did go ahead and I added animations for the both of them. It was like the spin around one. So I added it for both pictures and both frames. You can, like I said, you could choose either animation for yours. You don't have to do the exact one that I did. So I did just go ahead and go back into PixArt, and I downloaded a black Instagram background, and I just basically saved it to the phone, and then, you know, I added it to the pictures. But from this point on, I'm just going to let you guys watch everything that I'm doing. It's basically 1, 2, 3 step if you really just look at the video and follow the directions that I'm going in from when I first explained it in the first video. So I'm going to stop talking now and just let you guys watch. So we are basically done, and I just basically went back into iMovie. I'm sorry I didn't show you guys. And I added all 3 of the clips, and then it should basically just look something like this. Thank you guys for watching.